In the field of archaeology, a spit is a unit of archaeological excavation with an arbitrarily assigned measurement of depth and extent. It is a method of excavation employed without regard to the archaeological stratigraphy that may or may not be identifiable at the archaeological site under investigation. The method of excavating in arbitrary spits is most frequently encountered at site excavations which lack any visible or reconstructible stratigraphy in the archaeological context, or when excavating through intrusive or fill deposits. Terminology origins. Spit is an Old English word that archaeologists continue to use. It means an arbitrary or artificial level. The latter expression is preferred by American archaeologists. Today, archaeologists rarely dig in spits, except as vertical subdivisions of natural layers that are not naturally subdivided. Excavational use. The excavation of sites in arbitrary levels was a product of archaeologists excavating for interesting things and structures rather than trying to reveal the strata of an archaeological site in the order they were laid down. As Sir Mortimer Wheeler put it, the methodical digging for systematic information, not with the upturning of earth in a hunt for bones of saints and giants or the armory of heroes, or just plainly for treasure. Wheeler was a strong advocate for the use of stratigraphy and was very critical of the use of spits, noting that a modern 1950 Manual of Field Archaeological Methods prepared by a leading American university advocated this method. Apparently, an archaeological site was to be excavated using arbitrary levels, and then the stratigraphy was drawn in the exposed sections, and the two were to be correlated in some way. Australian archaeologist John Clegg comments prehistoric archaeologists at Cambridge in the 1950s were taught to dig in spits if there was no section available to dig from, or the stratigraphic layer was too thick, so better split it into spits, or the student workers were beginners. The theoretical point was that no one can be certain of strata by just digging down with no visible/tangible changes. The first trench should always be in spits, till sections are visible. Comment posted to the OSARC discussion list, May 2008. The use of arbitrary levels in Wheeler's critique is discussed by American archaeologists History Tal, where they emphasize that the technique is only justified where there is no visible stratigraphy. Another influential textbook, Hole and Heiser's An Introduction to Prehistoric Archaeology, does not overtly condemn spit excavation. Prominent Mesoamerican archaeologist Ken V. Flannery, writing in the early 1970s, refers to the practice in the context of Mesoamerican archaeology and illustrates its problems. The technique continues to find its practitioners. Modern stratigraphically based archaeological excavation techniques are discussed in Philip Barker's Techniques of Archaeological Excavation 1993.